Hello everybody and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be VOD reviewing Faker's POV playthrough of Ryze versus Lucian in KR Challenger solo queue. For his setup today, I'll just say it. He has Phase Rush, Mana Flow, Transcendence, Water Walking with Biscuits and Time Warp Tonic as his runes. And then his attack speed, adaptive AP, and armor are his choices for the shards. So that is what his Faker is running. And he also has exhaust this game. Flash on F. And what you guys are going to see here is he's going to go for the ward. And this is because Faker does not get level 1 priority at all versus Lucian. So because he can't get the level 1 prio, he's just going to do that. And then he's just going to walk back to lane. And he's going to end up not losing anything at all. Yep, even gets to CS. There we go. And then one thing I want to point out is if he ever... he says he's lagging. But if Faker ever messes up in this lane, because he does not have TP, like if his wave is screwed, he's going to need a lot of help, or he'd lose a lot if it ever gets to a state like that. So right now he's just letting the wave shove into him. This is very smart, pretty textbook Ryze vs Lucian, letting him shove in, because as you guys can see, Lucian wins every level 1, level 2, level 3 trade, because Ryze isn't really strong enough until around level 5. That's when he can actually start clapping back a bit, and actually dealing damage as well. Okay, pretty easy gank setup here. He's going to go EW. He's going to exhaust so he doesn't die. So yeah, pretty good. Normally, I don't think he goes exhaust, but maybe he wanted to test it out this game, or maybe he thought it was good. But as you guys can see, the value of that exhaust is showing. Definitely not a bad usage of exhaust at all. And his #1 priority here is to just shove this wave in. He just wants to shove as soon as he can, without dying, of course. Because if he dies, it's going to be real bad. However, Lucian can choose to freeze the wave here. And because this is KR Challenger solo queue, he probably will. And then Faker will end up losing a lot. Okay, Faker said freezing. He's very aware that enemy is trying to freeze, so he's going to call his jungler here. They really have to break this wave, or else Faker will lose a lot of EXP and gold if they don't get this wave in. Enemies could counteract by 2v2ing here. But we'll see if that happens or not. Okay, Gwen coming on from behind. Insta flash from Faker. And he just runs away. Okay. So Faker loses his flash. And he's forced to base. He has no other choice. Okay, but Lucian is still going to freeze. So all in all, this is not bad for Lucian at all. Because of this, Faker is going to be down EXP for sure. Because by the time he gets to mid lane, he's probably going to lose that whole wave. As you guys saw, that is a cannon wave. I would not be surprised if the whole entire wave is gone by the time he arrives. Yeah, cannon is dead. 3 melees are dead. This is really bad for Faker's EXP. As for his first purchase, he went for boots, sapphire, and tier. This is very standard. I preach this all the time in my gameplay as well, that I really like going those 3 items. Because it really opens up Ryze's playstyle. You can move a lot with the boots. And then the double mana items enable you to actually use your abilities on the wave and also trade. Very nice EQ from Faker there, actually. Getting some poke on Lucian. Very useful. And Faker's camera is actually covering his screen, so I can't tell if his trinket is up or not. But I wouldn't be surprised if he just looks for a trinket ward in that top side river. Okay, maybe it's down. Okay, so... Okay, he goes for the QEW. Ekrim is around, but Faker doesn't have W to actually root. So what Faker did there with the Q in between minions is actually a very good habit for you guys to also pick up. Because if you Q like max range and it lands like that, like he just did, it's really good for Ryze. Oh my goodness, this Lucian is really mispositioning, and Faker is really punishing it really hard. It'd be very good if you guys can identify things like that. And replicate Faker's gameplay here. Okay, and then right now, just because Faker has so much HP, he still has an extra charge of Corrupting Potion as well. And Lucian has no mana or health. He can just play as however he pleases, really. Okay, QWQ, very nice combo. Okay, it's like Faker is not very happy that he could have potentially played for a flash or a soul kill there. Wouldn't have had the actual damage to kill him. Oh my god, okay, Lucian. The outplay. Okay, and then Faker's pinging to get the wave in, but he can't versus Gwen. I'm pretty sure he can't. Oh, okay, level 6 advantage. Still pretty difficult though. Hellcaram is not healthy at all. Maybe he goes Tab Eyes here? Okay, Tab Eyes. Makes sense. I'll probably purchase the same thing because it's really good versus Lucian. And they have triple AD, and Gwen is also an auto attacker. Doesn't do much versus Gwen, but you know, pretty good for lane. This will help him have a lot of health in his laning. And Faker's been really emphasizing his laning, even going exhaust over TP. Okay. Okay. Not bad, not bad. And he's just playing for the wave. And I want you guys to actually take note of Faker's camera control there. Even while he's laning, he's trying to think of where he wants to go with the shove. Because he knows he's going to shove in. And he's pinging that he wants to go on the way to bot. But this ping spots him. So more than likely, he's actually going to commit. Okay, let's see it. Okay, Aphelios is all the way over there. Can free the support for free. And this will actually zone Aphelios, the ADC, away from the spot wave. So, actually a pretty smart play by Faker. He loses one wave for it, but Aphelios actually loses even more waves. Because their enemy ADC cannot walk up right now. He's at least lost one wave. Faker also loses a wave, but he gets his team a kill. So, oh no, it's even better for his team. Okay, Faker's very happy that his team killed his lane opponent, and this will just let him shove out for free. Okay. And he's looking at this play. Surprised he's not popping the Corrupting Potion for move speed right now. I think he should be. Yeah, he pops it a little bit late, but doesn't really matter too much. Hey, exhaust to make sure Hecarim lives. Not too bad. Okay, and then he's just going to go back to his lane. I think he'll be a little bit respectful here. Yeah, doesn't want to walk up to Lucian with that huge wave crashing. Okay, very nice juke by Faker. He uses his Corrupting Potion and Ninja Tab Eye's move speed to get himself out of Lucian R range. He's communicating to his team that Lucian could be in the bot river right now. And right now, if I could dig into Faker's head, I would probably be thinking that he has no potions left. He has a hefty amount of gold. 1k at 9 minutes is a lot of gold to be sitting on. So he definitely just wants to get a base off ASAP. Yep. So yep, he's just going to try and base there. And let's see. For his next item, Faker's a bit of a chat, so I think he'll go Lost Chapter, honestly. Yep, there he goes. Then he gets a pink ward. It's actually pretty mathematically correct to go Lost Chapter as well. I would also went with that purchase. Faker is very wise with this purchase. Because he already has his defense covered by the Ninja Tab Eyes, or I suppose Plated Steel Caps is what we would call it. His exhaust is up in 2 minutes and his flash is up. Swap to Sweeper actually. I think his trinket cooldown might have been high, so maybe that's why he went through that. There's no ult for 40 seconds. And he's hovering top right now in case Irelia over-aggresses on his Lee Sin. But once that Herald is dead, he's just going to go straight back to mid lane. And he just wants to get this wave in ASAP. Okay, he's monitoring the situation closely. Notices that there's a fight ongoing. He's not going to make it there. So he's going to actually see what, if anything's possible, bot. Looks like he gave up on the bot play because Karma's just dead. And it's this instant decision making that Faker has, which is really OP. regardless of what champion he plays. And these fundamentals are really good to execute on when you're playing Ryze, because Ryze is the ideal shove and roam champion. And also it's Faker on Ryze. Very scary thing indeed. Okay, Faker his level 9 spike. Here they're just going to play for plates. Alright, just a crash. Oh, no, he gets the root on him. Could be a kill. Doesn't look like it. Okay, Lux hovered it, and Gwen is also hovering, so that's the end of their play. Faker says he wants to go into side lane. This looks like a... Okay, it's hard, it's hard. Okay. So, I think a lot of inexperienced Ryze players, or maybe any inexperienced players, might just flash in to go for that kill, but it's very much not worth. Because if you die, you would not be able to receive the wave that Faker is hitting right now, even if you kill them. You know, it's not worth 1-for-1ing to assert dominance, as low as the Lux was. Okay, Faker's actually 100 gold off Everfrost. I'm a little surprised he doesn't just stay. Oh. Okay, okay. So, I speak a little Korean myself. He said he has to push this, and this is exactly what I was thinking beforehand. That he does want the Everfrost because it's a 1500 gold spike. So yeah, and had he been collapsed on by like Lucian or Gwen, he could just simply ult out because they don't have CC. So yeah. Okay, it's gonna. He really wants this Drake. This is very good to go for because enemy support is dead, enemy top is dead. This means that his team will be first on the map. Actually, maybe not, because Hecarim is basing. Now they are not first on the map. Okay, Faker is mocking this Lucian right now, saying that it's not okay for him to shove like that. And it looks like Faker is right. My goodness. Just asserting his dominance like that. Okay, so there's no way Faker would ever lose the 1v1 there. And this is due to multiple reasons. Obviously, he's fresh on a base, so his items up on Lucian. Lucian was a little bit lower than Faker as well. And then Faker also has exhaust to work with. So had to turn into a really weird situation where Faker was somehow like getting pushed back. Then he would just exhaust or phase rush away. And Ryze has a lot of tools to get away if he has to. He's going to deny the enemy jungle camps here. He's maximizing his farm, making sure not to miss any CS as well. And this is really good. If you guys ever watch any of my other videos, I say that every time you take a jungle camp, you're denying the enemy 100 gold and getting 100 gold for yourself, which is 200 net gold swing. So it's very important that you do these things whenever you're completely safe to take away jungle camps, that you do so. Okay. Okay, so Faker, he has exhaust, no ulti, no flash, but he has exhaust and Everfrost and phase rush. So that's the tools he's going to work with here. Let's see what he does. Okay. It's actually pretty hard for him to walk up onto Aphelios Lux. They are very high range champions. So he doesn't want to just straight up walk into them feeling very strong. I think a difference that you can see in higher elo players and pro players and legends like Faker himself is that whenever they get a lead, they don't go overly ham. All their aggression is calculated. He makes sure that he doesn't die with a lead. Okay, he's wondering if Lux is in the brush. Okay, now he's just going to brush cheese here. And he should win every fight. Okay, there's 4 people bot side. It would have been really good if he canceled that base, because he could have probably soloed of him, because 4 people are bot side, meaning it's a 1v1. Faker is extremely ahead of the curve right now, so he would definitely win any 1v1 or tower dive scenario. Looks like he's actually just going for straight Archangels this game. I think he feels that the plated skill caps is enough defense to cover him, so maybe he doesn't get stopwatch before his Archangels. We'll see. He could also be going the tank build. That is also possible. QEW? QEQ. Oh my god. That was beautiful. Honestly, I think we're gonna have to rewind that. QEQ. Everfrost WQEQ. Okay. That was really beautiful. So Faker just one-shot him with the Everfrost root and just unloaded all the spells. And what he did was also 200 IQ, just dragging the blue buff into the brush so he doesn't notice that that he's hitting it. Beautiful Ryze gameplay by him. And he's just gonna take a base here. So he does have enough gold to finish Archangels. Or he could go into Fimbulwinter, I'm not sure. Okay, so he goes for the Archangels here. I do want to note that Archangels is significantly weaker than Seraphs. But Faker feels strong enough to just buy it, I suppose. And then he makes sure to buy Pink Ward. And it's very important that you do so. He got it over the cloth armor, he could afford it actually. That's how valuable Vision is in League of Legends. He's looking for the Lucian right now. Says he likes that bush. Oh wow, he actually caught him. Okay, minimum range ulti. Oh my god, look at that. Holy shit, beautiful. If you guys don't know what he just did, he actually channels the base so he doesn't take that ryzr. Because Lucian could probably buy a lot more time had Faker taken the ryzr. And he made sure to stay on the very edge. My god. That was beautiful. Minimum Ryze ult range too. You don't very often see it played that way. That's actually really good. Not something you see very often, that's for sure. Definitely a master of Ryze. Okay, he's just gonna full DPS him there. Irelia was kind of CCing herself technically by just sitting in her W, so Faker decided it is better to just unload full damage rather than EW rooting. One more stack and he'll have he's trying to bait it. Okay, his W was a little bit too soon. Oh, he might have gotten Karma killed. He got the W off. Okay, now he's just going to play for the wave and probably base here. But yeah, I gotta say, Faker's Ryze is very beautiful to watch. That Ryze ult mechanic was definitely very beautifully executed. Okay, so Faker's actually not going to go here. He's just going to take his base. He has a lot of gold, and he doesn't really want to fight a numbers disadvantage fight. Okay, he's going to opt in for Fiendish Codex and Stopwatch. Yeah, Faker likes the same 3 core that I preach as well, it appears. It's just really important to have these items, especially Zanya's and Stopwatch, so they can play extremely aggressive. This is actually one of my first times viewing Faker Ryze in a while, so not too sure about his habits. But good to see that I am following in Faker Ryze footsteps. Among pro players, Faker is probably one of the best. Probably top 2. Maybe he's rank 1 Ryze. I honestly don't know. I know Doinby is also very famous for his Ryze too. Mechanically, probably Faker is better, because he is Faker after all. So yeah, I think he is actually the best pro Ryze in the world.
방금 뭔 속박이야? 그게?
Might even be the best ryze in the world, actually.
살려줘봐. 어디 갔어,
Oh,
진?
close. Yeah, Jin kind of left him to dry out there. And then he just gets his stopwatch. 2 pink wards, actually. Really valuing the vision here. And he makes sure to hold on to the corrupting potion because it gives him a lot of move speed whenever he wants to catch up to people.
내가 진작에 핑 찍었는데 말이야. 이만 있었어도 쉽게 잡는 건데.
Honestly, they gotta bring back frickin' mirror matches. I'm sure most of you guys have seen Faker versus Ryu on Z on Z. I kind of want to see Faker versus Doinby Ryze on Ryze. That sounds fun. Okay, so he's gonna go back onto the map now. His team spawned Herald in the top lane, so I expect him to want to protect that Herald and get that to crash into the top tower. Right now, Faker is extremely fed. Okay, Faker has different ideas. He wants to use that Herald as a distraction to just get the free Baron. Okay, he's gonna try and get to that fight. Okay.
야, 그거 아니야, 그거 아니야.
Okay, Faker doesn't like this. I would have to agree. Running straight into a Gwen is usually not the best. Okay, Faker played the vision very well over there, making sure not to be seen with his oracles. And his decision to go on Gwen was very correct because as soon as Gwen W is down, you can actually do a lot to her. Okay, let's see how Faker plays this. Q, EQ, EQ. He's gonna try to get the W, but he can't. Okay. So we're actually gonna go back here and see how he plays this mechanically. He's actually using his W as a slow to maximize damage of all these fights. Which I guess if you're Faker, you can do it. To the average viewer at home, I would actually just recommend EWQ. But Faker is going to land all his abilities because he's Faker, you know.
아, 게임 좀 이상해지는데요, 님들. 이거 질 것 같다, 왜 이렇게?
He thinks he's gonna lose this game.
왜 이렇게 질 것 같아?
Hopefully not. I mean, it'd make the game a bit more interesting, for sure. But Faker is very strong right now. As you guys can see, Ryze only has 244 AP right now. Even though he has 3 core. One of the annoying parts of Ryze is the fact that you don't get nearly as much AP these days. He's actually gonna opt in for the death cap. Okay. I think it makes sense. Because none of them are building magic resist at all. So the AP you get from death cap is actually valuable. Let's say they had a few more tanks with stacking MR, then probably Void Staff would be better. It looks like Faker is pretty invested into getting the death cap here. Okay. Okay, he prioritizes getting the wave, very smart. Okay, shooting out the Everfrost in case Ophelius ints. Now he's just playing the river duty, making sure the enemy can't enter. See Jin, ally Jin on top. He decides that it's too dangerous to go for that pink ward. Okay, waiting out the Gwen W. And once that's down, he can go ham. There's a TP there. Decides he's afraid of the TP and just fights with the team. Everfrost, EQ. Nice. Okay. His EW is up again. Nice! Beautiful. Very confident with his Qs. I think that's the #1 thing I'm sensing about. Oh my god.
아, 진 왜 안
Oh.
가냐고. 이 친구 자꾸 서포터나 이상한 애 잡으려고.
Okay. I think he actually walked a little bit too close to the Gwen there.
KD 올리려고 게임하는데.
But very close and very well played though.
이거 아니야.
The one thing I will say about Faker is that he really likes to maximize his DPS. Whereas the other Ryze players, myself included, will rather just, you know, go for the guaranteed EWQ or WEQ, Faker will just go full fucking ham. Just going QEQ, WQEQ, you know, like QEQ. He really likes to maximize damage. And it makes sense too. Like he has Zhonya's to make sure that he survives any position he's in. So he's not going to die or anything from maximizing his DPS. And he's going to go for these Krugs here. This should get him very close to level 16, if not just hit it. He'll get it after the wave for sure. I think he might just hit level 16 here. There's one little small Krug. Okay. Make sure he gets it. Min-maxing all the gold he can get. 13 gold on Faker is not the same as 13 gold on, you know, the whole population. You can make a lot of value out of that.
카르마 이거 한번 잘리겠다. 하는 게.
Okay, as he collects a wave, he's checking the situation. That's beautiful camera work by him. If you guys don't know how he's doing this, it's a hotkey called F keys. You can set it in your hotkeys. So F1, F2, F3, F4, F5. Or you could even set custom hotkeys for it. This is how he checks the game state and makes decisions. Okay, so okay, wonderful usage of the ryzr. He should be able to kill this. We see Gwen right in the middle of lane, right? Mid lane. Gwen will not make it to this Baron in time by the time it dies. So this is just an absolute free Baron. And they can even fight after if they want, or they can escape. The most guaranteed thing is to just escape. He's actually 100 gold off death cap, but he's not going to greed for it or anything. This, actually, a lot of high elo players and pro players might even fall for as a trap. They're 100 gold off death cap, but Faker does not give a shit. He knows he's going to do damage regardless. So instead of staying for an extra wave or a camp, he's just going to base with his team and make full usage of the Baron buff siege. See, enemies are trying to engage. Let's see how it plays this. Goes for the EW on Gwen. Make sure he does not go into Gwen range yet. And now he knows he can actually hit her. Locks down Irelia. Okay. Wonderful. And this just should be the game. Would not be surprised if the enemy FFs. Okay. So, yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Beautiful gameplay, beautiful macro, beautiful combos. Faker ryze. This is just what you would expect out of him, I suppose. But yeah. This was very enlightening to watch. I definitely learned a few things myself involving ryze ult usage, like down in the bot lane with Lucian, where he just cancels his recall. Like, I knew you could cancel the recall to cancel the ryzr portal taking you, but the way he used it was absolutely magnificent. And the way he uses his combos to maximize damage, I might try that out as well to see if I can make usage of just maximizing DPS, because Faker seems to really like doing it. In the later team fight, the last one, he actually didn't maximize his damage as much. He just went for the EW on the Gwen and the EW on the Irelia rather than the WE. So he really knows how to use this champion to the fullest potential. Yeah, I hope you guys learned as much as me from this video. Faker ryze, very inspiring to learn from. Thank you guys all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.